Hi everyone, my name is Kevin Keenahan from Corec, and in this session of TBC we're going to go into construction data, create sites and export it out to Trimble Machine Control. For this example I'm going to use Trimble Earthworks and GCS 900. Okay, so I just created a site called Corec KK and then I opened the construction data tab. In this version, I'm using 5.3, so I'll be using the command line. So if you hit F2 in your for F5.3 version, the command line will appear up and straight up into your screen. So first off, I'm going to have to create data. So I'm going to go create line string. So click on that. Going to start here. Elevation is going to be 100. So I'll just go along here with 100. And then I'll close that, and then I'm going to do create a point, and then it's going to be point 1, leave it on that layer, just going to call it spot level, enter, get that an elevation of 120, and that's that done. And then I'm going to go into surface, create a surface. I'm going to just call this fund, or we'll just call it stockpile. It's going to be design, and then I'm going to select all these and hit OK. So there's my stockpile there. So if I go into my 3D there, it's just like that. So if I go right click and vertical view, so you can see if I zoom in there, it's all the triangulation done there. Okay, so I'll just come back out. So there's the plan 3D view. So now I'm done. So I'm going to go up into my construction data. For this, I'm going to actually give it a coordinate system. So when I actually created this site, it was just a blank template. So now I'm going to go into change coordinate system, coordinated and zoned. For this, I'm going to go into Ireland, Republic. I'm going to pick ITM, and I'm going to pick the latest GID. I'm going to pick survey quality, finish. And once that's done, you'll see there on the bottom of the TBC screen it says Ireland 95 ITM. So you can pick whatever coordinate system you want. Once that's done, on the left here, you see that there's controllers. So you can create multiple controllers if you want. So if you know TSC controller or anything synced up to your PC, you can go into there and create a machine. You can go into your design manager, your job sites, create your sites. So what I'm going to do is going to create a job. So it's going to be a new site. It's going to be called Corec KK1, and I'm going to put it on my currently unassigned logger. So if you have an emulator or anything on your laptop, it'll be called PC, and if you have a logger that you use Office Synchronizer or SCS Data Manager, it'll be synced there with the name of the logger and the serial number. You can also put it on the machine here. So I have a Corec dozer created. For creating them, you can just go into controls and create. So I'm just going to pick one here, Corec dozer with a CB460, and press OK. And it says, do you want to use the current data controllers? And I go OK. So this is the important bit here, is the project library. So the project library is the file types that are used for Trimble Earthworks. So it goes into project library in there. So I'm going to go into select, and then it'll ask me, do I want to use a folder or do I want to use Trimble Connected Community? So I'm going to use a folder, and I'm going to create a new folder called Corec KK. Okay, where all they get stored is in your C drive in your project library folder. Okay, so you press OK. And then your site settings, you can check your units, you can rename it, you can browse calibration, DC file, cal file, control points, and your map. So you can have your site map there as well. Avoidance zones if you don't want the machine to go into any certain area, on certain areas you don't want that. So I hit close there, and that's my site created. Once my site's created in Project Explorer, there'll be a job site here called Core KK. There'll be designs and work orders and then the machine. So there's all available machines. Okay, so what I'll do is I'll go in now and create a design. And the design is going to be stockpile. And then it's saying controllers going to be on and machine. Press OK. And then it's asking me what kind of surface is it. So it's just an ordinary surface, so no matter where I go around, it'll give me a cut and fill as I walk around the surface. If it was alignment, I could use MA offset, so mainline offset and have chainage. I can also use the road surface, 3D line work. So what I'll use is just surface. It's going to be called stockpile. And then in there, I can go in and give it a certain name. So I can customize the name of that in there. So customize name, just call it stockpile design. Press OK. And then it'll say model is that, and then it'll say set out points, design map. So I'd hit browse and design the map. So I just say I want the outline and I want this point. So I'll add them. So it's 2 items. Press OK. Once they're then selected and it'll say it'll be signed, I hit close. And now that's the design done and dusted. So after that bit, my controllers are signed, my work order is now, and my design is done. So I have a design now. I could create a work order for it, so I don't need to create a work order. So I can go into publish data. So now I can go into these 2 here. So for me to create the machine control files for Trimble Earthworks, I need to publish to the library. So I publish to the library. It'll tell me it's going to publish the job site, site calibration control, site map, stockpile design. The job sites is going to sync, and the designs is going to sync. Okay, so that's the summary of all the stuff. Once I hit publish, it says all the files are successfully published. So if I had site calibration control, stockpile map, all done and dusted. So at this point I could stick in a USB key, plug in, press this button here, sync, and it'll actually sync my site straight to my USB key. Once it's synced, then you'll get your project library. So if you go into your C drive project library, you'll have your geodata and your projects data. So you just go into your projects folder, and in there, once you open that up, you'll have your site called Core KK1. In there, it's office data, so I created it in the office. So I go into office data, and in there you have your controls. VO1 stands for the first versions, for the first time I did it, the calibration, and the site map. If I go into my designs, it's stockpile, VO1, and DSZ for your design. Okay, and that's what you need for Trimble Earthworks. For GCS 900, then what you do is you go into Home, Export. You go into the Construction tab. You go all the way down to Machine Job Site Design Exporter. In there you pick your surface like we did before. The model type is your surface. We pick stockpile. The map, make sure you have 2 add. So I hit add and I have 2 added. It gives it the name, so you can give it the name. The default name is the project, so I can call it whatever, SP design. And then the most important bit is the GCS, the version. So you PCS there, CAT AccuGrade. But the version, what I usually do is drop it down 10.7, so everyone can use it. Doesn't matter if you've MS 980s, 990s, any version from CB 430, 450, 460 up along, it lets you open it up. But if you know the specific version, if you open up the control or your control box, you open it up and tell you what version. So it goes all the way up to version 13. So you accept that. It says, are you using 990s? Yes or no. And then you click export, and that's how you do your GCS 900. That'll create an SVD and SVL file. Okay, thanks, bye.